still very much alive. At Sulphur Springs Park, we are in the middle of a dormant volcano. The island of St. Lucia, and indeed most of the islands of the Caribbean, were formed by episodic volcanic events that took place millions of years ago. Let us look at the globe on which we live. In the center, there is a solid core, then a liquid core called the mantle, and then a thin crust of tectonic plates. The continents and oceans sit on these plates, which move relative to each other. When the Atlantic plate pushed under the Caribbean plate, the islands of the Caribbean were formed. The frictional heat and temperature at the depths caused the rocks to melt and rise, forming first undersea volcanoes, and then above-sea volcanoes. The volcano here is named Soufriere, like the nearby town, the first capital of St. Lucia. Sometimes a volcano or volcanoes collapse after an eruption, forming large depressions with steep sides called calderas. Sulphur Springs Park sits in a caldera that is 12 kilometers square. This caldera is between 32,000 and 39,000 years old, but its rocks are mere youngsters compared to the Piton and kept growing almost straight up. There are many lava domes in the area. Ask your tour guide to show you the Terre Blanche Dacidic Dome, just to the east of the Sulphur Springs. Scientists and engineers have used the heat from the Earth's depths to produce electricity. Attempts have and are being made to tap into this enormous local energy source. Hot water and steam will be brought to the surface through a borehole many hundreds of meters deep. At the surface, the steam turbine will produce electricity. The excess colder liquids will then be injected into another borehole so as not to contaminate the surface environment. The natural beauty of Sulphur Springs Park must be preserved. The hot water, steam, and gases that you will see on your visit to the Sulphur Springs come up along a geological fault. At the bottom of this fault, 600 to 800 meters deep, lies a zone in which most of this water has been driven off by boiling. Below this, at 2 or more kilometers deep, is the old haunted volcanic rock. The volcano has been dormant for over 200 years. However, sometime in the future, the forces from below will again dramatically change St. Lucia. Fortunately, Earth scientists can monitor and predict with some warning any major imminent volcanic event. It is reassuring to know that these men and women keep a continuous watch for signs of increased local earthquake activity and any bulging or rising of the surface, while you enjoy the lush and unusual vistas in this unique park.